Today, Beth Ann Strollo's here from Quincy Community Action Programs to bring us up to date on their programs and services and how you might be able to utilize them. It's always great to talk to you, Beth Ann. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you for informing the community the way that you do and all your colleagues here at Cable do. We really appreciate that.
You are very welcome. And this is an important time to let folks know about QCAP, right? The services that it provides and questions that are, I'm sure, being raised about some of the programs due to the federal government shutdown, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and there are a lot of differences this year and changes, and we're seeing the impact. In particular at our food center.
Sure.
And as everybody knows, the SNAP benefits have been paused right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we have, hundreds of thousands of people in the state of Massachusetts and many here in our area who are struggling to figure out how they're going to feed their families right now.
Yeah. Are you hearing from them? Are you seeing
absolutely.
the increase to meet?
Yep.
You are? Okay.
Yes.
What are they saying about that?
Well, they're desperate for help and worried and uncertain about when they will get their benefits. We're seeing a tremendous demand. We have about a 450% increase in the number of new people coming to us compared to last year at this time.
Wait, say that again?
I know.
A 450% increase.
Of new people.
Of new people.
We typically, around this last week, we typically would have about 20 new clients a week.
Okay.
We had 110. I think that's 450.
Okay.
It is a tremendous increase, and that pace has kept up all week this week.
Okay.
We are inundated, which we are ready to help everybody, but it speaks to the need and the uncertainty and the fear that many people have about how they're going to feed their families right now. This benefit is critical. It's life-saving, and it's a health safety issue for many people because they can buy the nutritious food that they need, and many may also come to a food pantry because some of the SNAP benefits are quite low. Others are higher depending on your income and how many people in your family.
Yes.
But so many people still supplement, but what we're seeing are new people who have never come to us for help before, who were able to get by on that benefit.
On the SNAP benefit, yeah.
And so that is, there's not really an end in sight right now.
Mm-hmm.
While there was an announcement that roughly 50% of the benefit would be restored this week.
Right.
That number seems to be changing, even as of this morning, but no one has seen that yet.
Okay, all right.
And we do know that not everybody will get 50%. There is information that has been provided that indicates that some people who might be, an example would be someone who's elderly, a senior citizen on Social Security, fixed income. That person might get about $126 a month in a SNAP benefit. The data that we just saw this week was that they will get $12 this month.
Okay.
So that tells you this is not 50% for everybody.
Certainly,
We're extremely concerned about that, and people are. They're scared.
Mm.
They don't know when it's going to end. Mm-hmm. It's the information is not clear all the time.
Yeah.
So we're there. Our staff are at our Southwest Community Food Center helping people. They are really busy. The phones are ringing off the hook, but we have plenty of staff who are really dedicated. We call it a small but mighty group of people, of staff and volunteers who are working really hard right now, and we're kind of supplementing it with asking some other staff to go over there and help to make sure.
All hands on deck, certainly.
Exactly. It's really pretty shocking. It's busier than we ever saw it during the pandemic. It's about twice as many clients as we saw during the height of the pandemic. So it is a crisis.
Sure,
it really is a crisis for many people who rely on this.
For folks who don't know, it's located in on Copeland Street, Brewers Corner area, right?
Yes,
the brightly painted, vivid colors building.
Right,
who can utilize that food pantry, Beth Ann?
Anyone can go there.
Okay.
Anyone can go there. On a first visit, we do not require income documentation, but certainly everyone on SNAP is eligible for services there. But any community. We primarily serve Quincy, but we have people coming from all over the area, depending on their situation.
Certainly,
and there's parking. It's 18 Copeland Street, so there is a parking lot there, and Right now it's probably full and busy, but
Yeah.
but you can, there's room, and it's fully accessible, and we encourage people to go
Okay.
because this is a difficult time for many people.
Yeah. And is it open every day, Beth Ann?
We're open every day.
Every day.
We're open longer, 7.5 hours a day. There's no other pantry in the area
Yeah.
that is open like that. So, but we are every day, and on Wednesdays we have adjusted hours so we can help people who are working during the day. So we do 11 to 6:30
Okay.
on Wednesdays. Every other day it's 9 to 4:30.
Oh, okay. Very good.
So we're there for people who are working. Many of the people we see are working.
Is that right?
Many,
Yeah.
many.
So just trying to, well, it's meant to be a supplement to their
Right.
budget, right? Not to fully
Exactly.
fund their grocery bill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So they are
Right.
working toward that, probably trying to get more hours at their jobs, right?
Right.
To fill
Right.
that gap.
Right.
Do you, So
right.
I'm assuming you need a couple of things. You probably need donations and you
Yeah.
need volunteers, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, both.
Okay.
So this time of year is also always our busiest time
Sure.
of year. You usually talk with us around this time of year about our holiday drive,
Mm-hmm.
which we are doing for Thanksgiving and the December holidays, and we do a big gift drive for the December holiday. Right now, we have put, in the past couple of weeks, we've done a special appeal to the community to ask for help to deal with this crisis, though,
Okay.
the SNAP crisis. We need to buy more food. We had to decrease our food line item this year because of other budget cuts that were happening connected to the to federal funding and state funding. So we are looking to increase our food line. We're buying more food right now. We have
Sure.
to meet the demand. So we have put in an appeal out to the community. We've had people be incredibly generous already. But we still have over $100,000 to raise to keep our food center going this
Okay,
year,
okay.
which is more than typical for us.
Is it?
But
Yeah.
that's due to some of these budget cuts that we had recently.
So is the best way to help a monetary donation?
The best way to help is a monetary
Okay.
donation.
All right.
We can buy food for a much lower price per pound than people donating the food. So
Gotcha.
the best way is through a cash donation. We do need volunteers right now
okay.
based upon this, and we ask the people if they can volunteer, make a 3-hour-a-week commitment.
Okay.
So one day for a 3-hour slot,
Okay.
and ideally if they can commit to November and December,
Sure.
that's
Busiest
helpful
time, right?
versus just coming in once
Okay.
it's hard. We know it's hard for a lot of people because their lives are busy.
Yeah.
But if they can, we really need help right now.
So, well, you're probably trying to put a schedule together of volunteers,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So you
Yes.
know how you're staffed and when you need help, right?
Right.
So folks
right.
should reach out to you, either the main office phone number, right? Or the website?
Actually, directly to our food
Oh, to
center
the food
is
center.
helpful.
Okay.
Or yes, to the
website.
471 0796 number.
0796,
Yes.
right to the food center.
Yes.
Okay. Or qcap.org.
And qcap.org.
Yeah.
Yes, if they go to our website, they can get connected to the volunteer and certainly get connected to the donation.
Okay, okay.
link.
Is the state stepping at all to help, Beth Ann? I know that the governor had mentioned releasing some funds to help.
Yeah,
if you're
it's
seeing that.
those funds are intended for the food banks,
Oh, all
not
right,
the
okay.
food pantries.
Okay.
So, and that was kind of an advance funding
Yes,
that was already scheduled to happen.
gotcha. Okay.
And that will help the food bank buy more food, and we do get food from the food bank.
The
That's
Greater
how
Boston Food
we,
Bank,
the
yeah.
Greater Boston Food Bank.
Okay.
That's how we get really it's the primary
Okay.
source of our inventory.
So that's big picture help.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
QCAP is Quincy
Yes,
help.
Yes,
Gotcha.
exactly. Right.
Okay.
Right. I think the governor has made a decision that the state cannot fill this federal
Yes.
gap. This is a really essential resource for people
Yes.
and has been around forever. We have never ever seen SNAP put on pause like this.
Right.
So it used to be called food stamps.
Yep, that's right.
It's
yeah.
been around for a long time.
Oh yeah, this late '60s I think it
Yep.
started. Yeah,
Yep.
down in West Virginia I think is where it began.
Yeah, and it was it was intended also to not just help people, but also to help farmers
Yes.
and the people manufacturing food in
Yes.
the country, and that's another sort of side negative impact right now that the groceries, the grocers, the supermarkets, the small stores who take SNAP they are missing a significant source of revenue
For sure,
right now.
for sure,
So,
and that affects their employees
Right.
As well,
Yep.
and their businesses. So
Yeah.
it's a trickle-down ripple
Yeah.
effect. Yeah,
Right.
and
Right.
even once benefits are restored, as I understand, it takes a while to kind of go through the system to get
Right.
their SNAP benefits recharged.
Exactly,
Right? Yeah. So this
exactly.
could go on for an extended
Totally.
period. Yeah.
no one has anything this week,
Yeah.
despite this announcement that
Yeah.
happened at the beginning of the week, and it's not clear when it will get posted to people's accounts.
Right.
So,
So now time is critical
right,
to help.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. We should also talk about another benefit from QCAP, your fuel assistance program,
Right.
which may also be affected, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, this is another, so we do not, there has been no federal allocation of fuel assistance to the state yet because it is completely part of the October 1 federal budget. Fortunately, in Massachusetts, the state works very well with all the fuel assistance agencies like QCAP
Mhm.
around the state, and there was some carryover money, federal carryover money from FY25
Mhm.
that we are providing emergency assistance
Okay.
to households who are about to run out of heat. Those are the only people who can get help right now.
Okay.
We are actively taking applications. We encourage everybody to come and apply. People have been applying since September, October. That's when we do a lot of the application
Mhm.
review to get everybody ready for the November 1 start.
Okay.
But the actual benefit is provided on a very limited basis right now due to the shutdown.
Okay.
We're very anxious about the resolution of that
Mm.
and concerned that the federal office in Health and Human Services that managed the allocation of fuel assistance to all the states, everybody's been fired.
So there is no office.
So there's very few people left. People have been moved around.
Yeah.
And it will be a limited capacity to get that money out the door once the shutdown ends.
Okay.
So we're hopeful,
Mm.
but concerned
Yeah.
about that,
Okay.
and we'll be watching that closely. And there's advocacy groups around the country that will be pushing really hard to make sure. And there's members of congressional delegations on both sides of the
Yes,
aisle who
yeah.
care tremendously about fuel assistance.
Okay.
It's another critical life safety resource for
Yeah,
people.
these have been traditionally bipartisan programs,
Totally.
right? Throughout
Yep.
administrations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So we're watching that closely, but we encourage people to apply because
Okay.
when it does
Yeah.
come through,
There'll be a delay.
they'll be certified, and we will be able to order deliveries for
Get
them.
on the list, basically,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Get
Yes.
on that list. Okay.
And if you heat with gas or electricity, there is a moratorium right now. Thankfully, in Massachusetts, people have, for many years, the utility companies have agreed to do moratoriums during the heating season. They started it early this year,
Mm.
and to make sure, because of the shutdown, that their heat would not be shut off.
Okay.
So everyone who heats with that should have heat right now.
Okay.
But if you heat with deliverable oils,
Yes.
propane or oil,
Yes.
deliverable fuels, then those folks were only able to serve people who are at the very end of their tank.
Okay.
And that's nerve-wracking for
Yeah.
people, and will be, it's not a very efficient way for us to run the program,
right,
and
yeah.
because they'll have to come back again, and we'll be notifying the oil vendors, you can only do this much right now.
Yes.
So it creates a lot of confusion
Mhm.
and a little bit of chaos,
Mhm.
and certainly a lot of extra
And-
work.
And anxiety,
And
too.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Tremendous anxiety.
Sure.
We've had many clients come in, especially elderly people who, and their system may not be working well. And we
Mhm.
don't have much of a resource right now because of the shutdown to repair heating systems. So
Which you traditionally do, right?
exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
for
And we
folks who
will.
qualify,
We
yeah.
can do a little bit of it right now,
Okay.
depending on the situation.
Just to kind of limp it along.
But
if it's
many
yeah.
people are, keeping their heat. Won't turn it on. They're bundling up.
Yeah.
We are really spend a lot of time educating our clients to say, don't turn your stove on and open your stove as
goodness.
a way to heat.
No. Yeah.
That is dangerous.
Yes.
Space
Space heaters are dangerous if they're not used
Exactly.
correctly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And traditionally, the fire chiefs have always been our supporters of this
Oh, for sure,
program
yeah.
because they know what the results of doing that can be.
Correct.
And how it can really cause major, it could be so
be
much
tragic.
as to be tragic.
Yeah.
So we are spending a lot of time telling clients right now, don't do that.
Okay.
And we encourage everyone to pay attention to that.
Yeah, absolutely. The number to contact Fuel Assistance, 617-657-5301
Correct.
at QCAP.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We should also talk about the Head Start program that QCAP
Yes, the
oversees.
Head Start is another federally funded program.
Yeah.
We have a mix in our program of federal and state funds.
Yep.
We are open and delivering services.
Okay.
And we are in every program. I should have said that
Okay.
at the beginning. Everything we do, we are doing right now. We are we have managed conservatively over the years, and we're stable financially, so we're able to keep things going despite the fact that we don't have some of our federal contracts. In Head Start, we do have our federal contract. It's a contract that started in FY25, but there are programs around the state and around the country who have stopped servicing Head Start children, to some partially, some completely, because they don't have their funding, and there's anxiety around whether they will ever get the funding. So that's the other thing that's different this time
Yeah.
in this shutdown than previous shutdowns.
The unknown.
The unknown
Yeah.
and the worry from what we've watched all year, that even though federal programs might be appropriated, that they're being held back and not provided to communities. So we're watching that,
Okay.
of course, very closely as the shutdown hopefully will come to an end.
Yes.
And we move into a continuing resolution, which means that funding should be available to a certain extent.
Okay. So for folks who don't know, Head Start is preschool education, right?
Yes,
Mostly.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
At the
we
Rosemary and Archie Wahlberg Center over on Prey Street in Quincy Point. Yes.
Right,
Yes.
the former St. Joseph School.
That's right. Yeah.
And we serve about over 200 children in that school.
Wow.
And serve other children through home-based programs and serve pregnant women.
Yes.
So we encourage people to call, and we're fully open.
Okay.
In the building, we have toddler classrooms and preschool classrooms,
Okay.
and it's a beautiful building, a
Yeah,
great
it is.
center.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And we're rebuilding our playground right now.
Oh, is that
So
right?
That's kind of an exciting thing
Well,
we
that's
have
fun.
happening, and yes, it's
Okay.
really fun. We're about, I don't know if it's happened yet, but there's going to be a little Touch-a-Truck event for the kids with the landscaper who's doing the project. MJ Nichols, great company.
Fun.
And
Bulldozers and dump
yes,
trucks. And,
yeah,
okay.
everyone's really excited about that. So the kids have just been fascinated by watching
Yeah,
the playground
That's nice.
from inside the building being renovated.
Sure. So are you seeing requests from other communities for the Head Start program, that have been impacted?
That you can't do it that way
you
in Head
can't.
Start.
Oh.
You must be served in your community.
I see.
So
Okay.
the state is carved up, and each Head Start agency serves specific communities.
see.
In our
Okay.
case, we serve Quincy, Braintree, Weymouth, Milton, and Hull,
Okay.
and that's all we can do.
Okay.
So it's a challenge
Yeah.
for those communities that aren't open.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Brockton is one of
Yes,
them, right?
yeah,
And
yep.
a huge city.
Yes,
so I'm
exactly.
sure there's more than 200
Exactly.
children impacted, yeah.
Yes, yep,
Wow. Okay.
right.
And that impacts their families. Typically, they're working parents, right?
Yep.
So
Yes.
what do they do with their kids, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
No, it's a crisis.
Yeah.
It's a crisis.
It's not an understatement, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right.
Well, QCAP is there for sure to help here, at
Yeah,
least on the South
we
Shore.
are, yes.
So anything else we should let
Yes.
folks know about right now, Beth Ann?
I think we just want to encourage people to come and get help
Okay.
because we are here, we're open, our staff do an amazing job.
Yeah.
They are remarkable, especially at our food center right now where they don't have a minute to stop. Come, call, make appointments, come in. You can walk in. We have walk-in service at the food center
Okay.
and over at our main office on Hancock Street
Yes.
where fuel assistance
Okay.
happens.
Good.
And we just encourage people, despite all of this in the news
Yeah.
that they hear,
Yeah.
there are services available.
I'm glad you're here to tell folks that, because they might
Yes.
not be aware. They might be afraid even
Right.
to try and reach out if they do need help.
Right,
Yeah, so
right.
they shouldn't be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Everyone should keep coming for assistance.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I'll just give out the numbers again, if that's okay
Yes,
for
yes,
folks.
yeah.
For your food pantry, 617-471-0796. For fuel assistance, it's 617-657-5301. The main office in Quincy Center, 479-8181. On the web at qcap.org, social media as well.
Yes.
So you are definitely out there and able to
Right.
get a hold of.
Yes,
So
yes, we are.
Thank you
We
so
are.
much, Beth Ann. It's so great to see you. and
Thank you, Joe.
Please come back if we can be of any further assistance.
We will. Thank
right.
you so much
You're
for all
welcome.
your work, too.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching us here at AM Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano, and we'll see you next time.